Welcome back to the Pearl Report. Single dads now have a little more support services in Hong Kong, but the courts still tend to grant custody of the kids in a divorce to the mother. Michelle Chan reports proposed legal reforms might change the situation for both parents. "17 years ago, Albert Tai discovered his wife was having extramarital affairs and got a divorce. He won custody of their son, then aged 4.
Very tough. I was very depressed.
He sought help at Caritas, the first local organization providing counseling tailored for men.
Usually it was only 4 to 8 sessions with no follow-up. Friendships made soon disintegrated. We realized many men run in small social circles. If they have a group of long-lasting friends, once they encounter adversities, they can assist each other.
With this in mind, Albert co-founded in 2002 a men's support group, Prosperous Men's Club.
Things I felt sad about, other members saw them from another angle. They might not be as bad or as despairing as I thought.
大家都同命相連咁啊，可以放開，可以將自己嘅困難問題拎出嚟講。如果對住社工咧，未必會講得到。
男人咧一樣嘢就唔衰得，就死人要面子。
This is the only men's counseling centre in Hong Kong, but dozens of women's centres proliferate in all 18 districts.
Because in 1916, 17, 18, the women's rights movement in Hong Kong is quite successful and popular. So so many organizations, whatever the name, their goal, their aim is help women.
Therefore, social workers tend to get the engagement, relationship building with the female clients more effectively. That is an issue of gender sensitivity.
In the social work field, females outnumber males. They blame men for domestic violence, for being rough and uncaring of the children. They're easily biased and prejudiced, so it's hard for them to address men's needs.
Chan Chi Hung, a marketing consultant, co-founded Hong Kong Men's Association in 2010 after joining a paternity leave concern group.
I noticed the welfare policies couldn't help men.
The group is involved in public consultations on men's rights and has set up a counselling hotline exclusively for men.
We rely on volunteers to handle the calls. Because we don't have an office, we just find some quiet places, let's say our homes, to receive the calls.
It now gets an annual subsidy of $50,000 from the Equal Opportunities Commission.
$50,000 is certainly not enough to run a hotline. We spend most of the money on promotion and volunteers' traveling expenses.
The group has expanded into social media platforms to cut down on manpower. 15 years ago, the government set up the Women's Commission with an annual budget of $32 million. It provides a host of self-empowerment services for women.
In contrast, men don't get a cent. We're pursuing a society with gender equality. We should allocate resources to men's services.
10 years ago, oh, you promote men's rights, men's service, just a joke. But nowadays, the economic structure is changing. Man is not usually stronger than women. The government must set up a gender committee, not only empower women's rights, but also put more study and resources to understand men's condition.
近排你同前妻啦，同埋小朋友見面嗰個情況點樣啊？8月嘅時候就都好 difficult。
36-year-old Jones Young and his wife have separated and he's filed for divorce. Their 2 daughters, aged 2 and 6, are staying with the mother.
The worst situation is I couldn't see my daughters for like 6 months. Yeah. for 6 months, yeah. And then all the telephone line was cut.
An interim court order gives Jones 4 hours with his daughters every Sunday. But he says nearly half the time, his wife would tell him they had to go to church or attend school activities and cancelled the visitation.
And the second most difficult part is the discrimination, yeah, from the general public, yeah. And, you know, yeah, it's very easy to badmouth you. Oh, you don't take care of your kids, and then you are running out from your responsibility.
Fathers are expected to manage the family, to manage the marriage, to take care of the wife and the children. But right now, the family break down, separated, and that is the gender stereotype that the father failed.
I just miss my daughter. I want to spend the valuable time with them. Yeah, I want to take them to park, just like what every father want to do in a normal family.
其實冇所謂㗎，澤老師，你諗到有啲咩方法？係啦。Actually, I just received a call from the primary school. I just want to know what is the performance of my kids. I want to ask, can I get a school book? But the answer is no, you can't get it. I need to make many calls to just take a look for the school book of my kids.
In November 2015, the government launched a 4-month public consultation about changing the laws on child custody and access that will concern divorced parents like Jones. At present, one parent is awarded sole guardianship and the right to make all childcare decisions. The proposed reform is to introduce a parental responsibility model. A child lives with only one parent, but both parents' consent is needed for a statutory list of child-rearing decisions, such as studying abroad, choosing a religion, and taking the child outside of the SAR for more than a month. Some Western countries have already made this paradigm shift. Secretary for Labour and Welfare Matthew Cheung said,
"It would prompt a cultural change in Hong Kong from emphasizing the rights and authority of one parent to underlining the continued responsibility of both parents after divorce."
I think it is good. At least you will know which school that my kids is going to attend in next year. Even I'm separate with my wife, I still want to be a good father. And I think the responsibility for a parent is a lifelong process.
We agree with the reform. It's a more holistic approach. The children can receive more attention and love.
But frontline social workers fear joint decision-making would be tough to enforce.
When parents are in dispute, how can they sit down and discuss their kids' life? It would involve many conflicts. Does the policy have to be strictly imposed? The government should consider the difficulties behind the implementation.
We hope the government can think beyond the legislating to provide divorce counseling services.
She notes current divorce mediation services focus on sustaining marriage, but not handling conflicts after divorce.
After a couple decides to divorce, social workers would say, "We can't help anymore, go find a lawyer." Then they close the case. We think it's a pity because that's the time the war between the two people has just begun.
Jones Young now goes to a divorce mediation workshop.
We can see Jones wants very much for us to help him, teach him how to have better communication with his ex-wife.
大家咧可以用一個同事模式咁樣去相處嘅。講真，同事大家都有好多唔中意嘅同事㗎，係嘛？但係咧好神奇嘅喎，你又同佢相處到嘅喎，係嘛？都仲可以合作完成到一個 project 嘅咁。
Participants have to write down their grudges towards their ex-partners on tissue boxes representing their burdens.
我咁諗緊，佢都會咁諗緊啲嘢。
Jones said after his divorce, his wife didn't want to see him, so he resorted to writing letters.
It's a writing therapy to make me feel more comfortable. We cannot get along together. It doesn't mean that she is my enemy. Yeah. She is still my friend.
Well, thank you for watching our show. It will be re-aired on Monday and Saturday, as well as on tvb.com. Until next time, from the Pearl Report team, good night, good luck, good health, and have a very peaceful 2016.